It's me, GV, and welcome to another Judgement Providence Trial guide for Risk of Rain Returns. This is going to be for Acrid, which was not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. I mean, it was definitely a challenge for sure. Any of the melee characters are going to be a challenge without a doubt, just because, you know, you're so close to everything and you die very easily in Risk of Rain. But, yeah, we're going to start with a hit list as usual. I'm still waiting to see if anybody, you know, does not need the hit list. But the hit list is really good because it permanently increases your damage, and that is very necessary to get through the Providence Trial and Providence at the end quickly, because otherwise you're just going to die because you're not dealing enough damage, right? So yeah, hit list seems to be necessary for pretty much every character so far. So the idea with Acrid is to get the hard light afterburner and basically always have poison on the ground. I have no idea if the hard light afterburner is the most efficient build, but it definitely seems to have worked for me because basically I always have the ability to coat the ground in poison. In addition, your regular claw attacks seem to do the most DPS, obviously, with the poison and everything. So, as usual, you want to hope for good, hit list RNG. Basically, as you're killing enemies, you want to hope that the hit list thing appears on them so that you can stack up damage quickly. And then, yeah, you're just always leaving poison on the ground. You're always throwing out your ultimate to deal chain reaction damage. And when you can, you are using your claws and your secondary ability. So here we're going to go for the afterlight burner, or the hard light afterburner, I should say. And then the gasoline, as usual, we're going to go for the energy cell to attack quicker when we're lower health. And here we're going to go for the Guardian's Heart, which is very standard. And I'll check back in with any tips and item recommendations in the future. Okay, so I believe I grabbed the backup magazine here, so I have two alternate, you know, attacks, whatever. I grabbed the crit, and I grabbed the rapid mitosis and the unstable watch as usual, so we can be using the unstable watch all of the time, which is good for Acrid because obviously you can deal, you know, damage over time with their attacks. So you can get a lot of stacks. I'm not sure if it stacks, but like, you know, you can reduce the enemy's HP with all the poison that is triggered. And then as usual, stage 3 isn't too hard, although it's trickier with Acrid just because, I don't know, it seems like it's hard to... It doesn't seem like Acrid has as good hit stun as the Miner has, for instance, or at least like a smaller attack range, but level 3 is not that hard. Next up, we are going to grab the Frost Relic because we're a melee character, and having the Frost Relic seems to do pretty well compared to other items. We're also going to grab the Lensmaker's Glasses for more crit. We're going to grab the Ukulele for more damage, and Ifrit's Horn. You might be able to succeed with the shell, with the shield thing, instead of Ifrit's Horn. I don't know. I always go for Ifrit's Horn. It seems to be the best out of the 3 most of the time. But yeah, you can have a little extra shell, and it just doesn't seem like it does too much damage when it breaks, and it's a very small shield. So yeah, I don't know. I like Ifrit's Horn personally. And then on this level, as usual, you got to watch out for the parents and watch out for the green wisps, which is where we're going to use the unstable watch so that we don't die. And then here we're going to go for the Soldier's Syringe for a little bit more attack speed. We're going to go for the Rusty Knife for some bleed chance. We're going to go for Predatory Instincts to increase our attack speed. Might be able to get away with something else there, because Predatory Instincts I don't think did too much. And then an early Hopu Feather to be able to double jump our way out of difficulty. I'm going to launch an early ultimate here. And then take down Ifrit and use the Unstable Watch for the bulls at the end or near the middle of this stage. Next up, we're going to take the repulsion armor because we're a melee character. The fire shield. I still don't know if the fire shield or the the spike stick is better. One crowbar to deal damage to healthy enemies, and then another Guardian's Heart to add a little bit of refillable defense. And unfortunately, I used too many heals early, so I have to risk, you know, not healing here. But this is a relatively easy stage, especially for an AoE champ like Acrid, or an AoE survivor, I should say, because we could keep, you know, setting the ground alight with poison, and then basically loop all these guys together and, you know, deal a lot of chain reaction AoE damage. Next up, I believe I take the Jar of Wisps, just because we have so many sort of chain reaction, explosion, poison type stuff going on. I feel like the Jar of Wisps is good here. The Golden Gun, the Toxin, and the Mortar Tube, since we'll be, you know, constantly touching enemies. The Toxin will reduce, you know, the HP of the bosses. So here I'm going to set the poison trail and immediately use the stopwatch as usual to get rid of the cremator instantly. You can see our DPS is not too bad. We're going to use our second to last heal here and grab the Tesla coil. I usually like grabbing the Tesla coil if I'm playing a very close range survivor. Another rapid mitosis to make the unstable watch come up all the time. We're going to grab a missile and another Guardian's Heart. And then once again, we have this stage, which is pretty tricky for Acrid, because Acrid doesn't have as big of a range for his, is it a he or a she, whatever it is, for their melee attack. So, and we can't get like the DPS on the pig. So this is actually pretty scary, because the parents will spawn and absolutely destroy you with their smash attacks. So here the parrot, I think, lands an attack on me. Or I guess we kill this one, but like the other one will kill me, I think. Or the other one will hit me really hard. And I'm trying to get this pig down, but yeah, the parents make it so that it's very difficult without the stopwatch because they just deal way too much damage. So I play it safe. I go up to the top here, then I wait for the stopwatch to come back to clear everything on the bottom, which is usually my go-to strat for this particular stage here. Now we are going to grab another Frost Relic. I feel like 2 jumps is fine, or, you know, 1 double jump is fine. I don't really need another Hopu Feather, so I'm going to double up on the Frost Relic here. Also going to grab another Rusty Knife for more DPS, or for more damage over time. Another Mortar Tube, and the Harvester's Scythe so that I heal on crits. And as usual, I want to be very careful taking out the left robot and the middle robot, and then leave the right robot for last. Use the stopwatch for the imp and the right robot, and also these first robots as well. And finally, we have the Providence fight, which is always scary. Here I go for damage over shield. I take the Lens Maker's Glasses. I also take the Hyper Threader, just to deal some extra damage. The Hermit Scarf as usual, and the Timekeeper's Secret, which I feel like, yeah, actually I think it does save me here. So maybe I will keep taking it. I don't know. It's better to have the Harvester's Scythe ×2 or the Timekeeper's Secret. I'm not really sure. They're both handy, obviously. So yeah, this was a tough fight. I kept getting really bad RNG with the lasers, and thank God we had a double jump. So like, man, always get a double jump, because it sucks getting all the way to the end and then not being able to jump out of the green lasers. But yeah, this I play more of a war of attrition, where I kind of just keep throwing out my ultimate at Providence when I don't have the stopwatch up. I try to limit test here by seeing if I can get him down to half before I use the stopwatch. And yeah, basically just always be throwing your ultimate out at Providence if you need to be on the run. And always try to make the ground poisonous with your utility skill. And yeah, you just gotta hope and pray with this one, as with all the melee characters, because you can die in an instant. And unfortunately, Acrid is not the best DPS character. So, yeah, we still get the win, but hope this guide helped. Thanks so much for watching. Please support the video and the channel, and check out the Patreon if you want your name in the credits as well as access to all 7 of my channels. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.